Chapter 62. Under the Eye of God. A few years ago I was driving with a foreigner late at night, and we stopped for a red light. He shook his head in amazement. "It happens every time," he said. "An American comes to a red light at 2 a.m. with no other car in sight, and he sits and waits for it to change. Nowhere else in the world would this happen. Men in other countries would drive through the light if no one were in sight. You Americans are Puritans still," he said. He was right, of course. America's Puritan founders moved always with the knowledge that man is forever and entirely under the eye of God. This means unfailing detection when we sin at 2 a.m. God is still watching us even if no man is in sight. There is no escaping God. Similarly, whatever good we do and whatever need we have, however undetected by those around us, our Heavenly Father sees and cares for us. We are always under the eye of God. This knowledge was the strength of the early Americans. The habits of that faith are still with us, as this foreigner observed. Americans, unlike almost all other peoples, do feel that they must obey the traffic laws at 2 a.m. They feel watched. They may no longer believe in God, but the habits of their past bring them to act as though God's eye is upon them. They hear echoes of old hymns from their youth which say, "His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me." But habits do not long survive without a faith, any more than a tree survives without roots. Today, because we have become rootless religiously, we are losing the habits of godliness which long made us great. By blinding ourselves to God, we have not ceased to be under the eye of God. We are simply blind men. We are, moreover, led by blind men in church and state, blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Matthew 15:14. As blind men, we are ripe for judgment. As men who see by the grace of God, we are under the eye of God, under His protecting care and blessing.